Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me again. It's Kai Lumen. Um, yeah, man, we're back for another episode of I Am the Remembering. So please, everybody, welcome back. Before we get started, like I always say, close your eyes, take a really deep breath, a deep inhale, hold it, take a deep exhale, let it all out. Yeah, when I want you to come into this space, I want you to understand, man, just to let it all go. You know, if you're having a bad day, let it go. If you're having a great day, enjoy it for what it is, but still let it go. If you have some frustrating problems that you're dealing with right now, let it all go. In this space, you are open, you are free. So open your minds, your hearts, your souls, and receive this message. Today, I just want to talk about just my particular journey and where I've been and where I'm going. I would say my true journey started about 10 years ago exactly. Um, I was in a space where um, I was just now starting to understand energy and how to harvest it, protect it, the essence of it, just all around. A guy that I know I was working with gave me a book called The Celestine Prophecy. It taught me about the first 9 insights. And by the way, it's a 5 book series of 12 insights and the vision of it all. But nonetheless, that was just where I started my reading journey at. Started just learning how to have insight on what energy is and how we decide to harvest it, and how there are those in this world who try to suck the life out of us. And when you're starting to learn these things, it's kind of hard to make adjustments in real time. But every little thing that you learn um, is a pure manifestation of what's going to appear in front of you. Every day that you implement more of these rules and more of these insights into your life, the more you start to realize that the people that the book tells you to stay away from is the ones that are going to gravitate to you to test you. You know who's testing you? It's the universe itself. The universe is always going to test you on what you learn and what you're doing to implement. The more you try to change, the more the universe is going to challenge it. So if you're looking for a better way to live your life, to change everything that you've ever done, to live like no one else so you can live like no one else, the universe is going to challenge you just to see how strong your resolve is and how strong your will is to and your desire to change and be that person, because there are so many things that you have to break and so many chains you have to break in order to evolve to the person that you're going to be. Truth be told, I said that I was going to stop being so ambitious and allow things to flow to me. Once I understood that I could no longer chase what it is that I want out of life. I've always wanted riches. I've always wanted to be a wealthy man. But everybody's sense of riches and wealth looks a little bit different. And I started to realize that over time, those things changed. So the more I read into these books, the more I read into these insights, the more I started realizing that it is all interconnected in my life. By the way, these books were written 30 plus years ago, some 40. And somehow, some way, they also play in today's realm and how we are starting to finally realize that this is an illusion. That duality is nothing more than an illusion. It's separation and not oneness. We're not walking in the law of one. And truly, and such, that was the biggest illusion that they gave us. They kept us distracted long enough to where we couldn't think. That's why life be lifing. Life moves fast because they want it to move fast. Time does not exist. Time is not linear. It is not something that just goes in a straight line. Doesn't go this way, goes up this way. and continues to spiral up. So, for whoever, and right now we're in space time and not time space. There's a big difference, which I'll touch on that in another topic. But yeah, right now we're, not beyond the veil, so you can't see these things literally. We're stuck inside of this firmament, and there's nothing that anybody can do. There are so many illusions out there, like nobody's ever been to outer space. That's why Elon Musk can't crack the firmament or anything of the such, because we can't leave here. NASA is a huge Hollywood production company that pretty much keeps everybody in the dark. Nobody's ever been to the moon ever once and never will make it. So, and the moon itself is not even a real planet. So, by the way, we have 3 suns, not one. But obviously the other 2 reside outside of this realm, outside of this veil. So there's so many things that we cannot see. Lucifer is not the devil, and devils do not exist. Just kind of want to throw that out there. Just simple truth. Lucifer is not the devil. He is the light bringer. He is the one of knowledge. He is the one who tested the gods, and basically was the one who said, what happens if they can't remember? For the ones who want to forget. He was a person who wanted to forget, and he tested the gods on so many things, but he was the reason why he was casted down, is because he simply wanted to know what would happen if people forgot but fought to remember. So he was casted down. Not in the sense where he was casted, in a sense where he didn't do anything wrong. He volunteered to come down here, which has many of us who have chosen to be flames or bridges or whatever it is that you guys want to call yourselves being, the awakened. We volunteered to come here. We all have a mission. And that, you know what I mean? Those things have to be done. Whatever our vision is that we see, just understand that it's our mission to make sure that vision comes alive. But in it all, we have to enjoy the journey for what it is, and understand that everything that happens in our journey is in our control and out of our control. Like I said in the last episode, to understand having control, you should have no control. To have the greatest amount of understanding is not understanding at all. That's how you understand, and that's how you manage to get through life. You know what I mean? You start letting go of silly things. Like I said, once you understand and see through the illusion, you no longer have to deal with any of the such that the government or anybody else throws upon you. As long as you're doing right, as long as you're not doing anything crooked in the streets, shouldn't be anything bothering you, honestly and truthfully. I mean, like I said, social media that was created was basically meant to be nothing more than a distraction overall, just to get you off pace and, away from your vision, away from your mission, away from moving with purpose and intention. And fortunately and unfortunately, it's a great tool, but it's been working the wrong way for so many. It keeps you all distracted. It keeps you all bottled up. It keeps your memories bottled up. It keeps you in a place where you cannot heal, where you cannot adjust, where you always feel fractured, depressed, distorted. I mean, it just doesn't do you any good. And you have to slow down and understand that what life brings you is what you're attracting. If you are broken, you will attract brokenness. You know what I mean? If you are whole, you will attract peace. Forgive yourself for all the mistakes that you made. It's not a bad thing. Everybody makes them. Without your mistakes, you would not be here today. Without all the failures, you would not be here today. If you wouldn't have made those choices then, you'd be making them now. Think about that. Would you rather evolve when you're 12, 13? into a fine, beautiful human being going into your mid 20s and 30s, 40s, whichever, however old you are? Would you rather, what I mean, make those mistakes then and make them now? You make those same mistakes that you make at 12, 13, you make them now, you lose your house, you be poor, you be in jail, you probably be locked up or either dead, one or the other. And then you never get the real chance to see who you were supposed to be. So please honor those within yourself or your many selves that you've lived in this life. You honor them, you embrace them, you love them for who they are, because without them, you wouldn't be you. Think about that. Keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Your past, present, and future are all simultaneously happening all at once. Everything that I'm saying now is in the complete present and in the past at the same time, and then anything that comes out of my mouth afterwards is in the future. See how that works? I don't even know what I'm going to say before I say it. So, honestly and truthfully, they all work together. Start making sense of that. So, the one thing that is always consistent, though, is that you are in a moment that you can't get ahead of, behind of. You can't. But you're in it, and you're going to be forever in it until you pass on. So understand to be immersed in the moment, love the moment, embrace the moment, enjoy the moment, because that's all you have and that's all you ever will have. And you have to love it for what it is. Even if you're in a bad place, still honor yourself. Still honor your body, honor your mind, honor your soul. You know what I mean? And fight for your alignment. Fight for your remembrance. Fight to remember why you came here in the first place. That vision that you have of yourself, fight for that. Your mission, fight for that. Your intention, fight for that. Your purpose, fight for that. All of that puts you into alignment to do greater, bigger, and greater things in this life. The biggest thing is to leave with that impact, that mission that you always had for yourself, that oath that you made to yourself, that creed that you made to yourself before you descended and, down into the, below the veil. So, you know what I mean? Take that time, work on you. It's very prevalent that you do so. It's very important. It's the most important thing. You can't give your light and your energy and your vibration and your frequency to everybody else. You still got a whole room for yourself. And tell you the truth, in a 100% environment, I would only give people 2% of my time. I only give them grains of salt, so they have to come back and learn some more from me. Because once you give them everything, they no longer need you and you're depleted. When you give everything to everybody else and you hold doors for everybody else and you hold weight for this person, you know what I mean, and hold space for that person, you deplete yourself. Start learning how to hold space for yourself. It's important. You are the most important priority ever. Without you, there is nobody else. You got to help you before you can help everybody else. In order to be selfless, you have to first be selfish. Every day, take back a little bit more of your power. Affirm your power. Affirm your presence. Affirm your energy. Affirm your vibration, your frequency, that you are high. You're not above anybody, but you are greater, and you have a greater purpose of being here. Stop letting these little soul-sucking vampires get you. It's the reason why you're tired. It's the reason why you're frustrated. The reason why you're depressed. The reason why you feel there is a lack thereof. That's why you're distorted and fractured. No, take a piece of yourself every day, bring it back to you. Meditate, clear your mind, open your soul, open your body, open your frequency, open up your energy. So all things can come through that are meant to come to you. Because once you stop chasing, you begin to attract. And that's the most beautiful thing ever. So always remember, love everyone. Never fault them for the things they say or do to you. Just only learn from the experience. Sometimes you got to cut people off. Sometimes you got to cut everybody off and gain separation, because that is most important. Because at the end of the day, you came in this world by yourself. You're going to leave by yourself. You sacrifice so much for so many others, but then you don't do anything for yourself. It'll cause any person, any individual to go insane. And that's what we're not here to do. We're here to fulfill our missions. So always keep that in mind. I love you all. Continue to protect your energy, your essence. Continue to vibrate high. And if you're not vibrating high, begin. Meditate and bring it all back to you. Bring all the attention back to you because you need it. You deserve it. They're your flowers. And I'm sorry that you don't get enough credit. I'm sorry that you had to dim your light. But now it's time to step up. Shine brightly. Stand tall. Be big. No longer shrinking for anybody else. You deserve this more than anybody. But again, my name's Kai Lumen, man. And I appreciate you all tuning in. For those who did take the time to listen, this is for you. For all my young flames out there who are starting to awaken and walk in their true purpose. I appreciate you all, man, having the courage. Because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of energy to be yourself. Don't lose sight of who you are. Don't lose yourself in this life. It's only an illusion. Take the time, slow it down, start to remember you were never meant to be here to learn anything. You always knew. And before I leave, I just want to make sure that you guys work on your 7 affirmations, all built on the chakra system. Of course, we're going to start with the first one at root. I am. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am prosperous. And then we're going to go to the sacral. I feel wealth, abundance, good health, and prosperity. Then we go to the solar plexus. I no longer chase, but I attract wealth, abundance, good health, and wealth and prosperity. For the heart chakra, I love wealth, abundance, prosperity, and good health. For the throat chakra, I speak wealth, health, abundance, prosperity into my life and in all things that I do. For the third eye, I see abundance, prosperity, wealth, and good health in my life and in all facets of life. And for the crown chakra, I understand that I can attract all these things: abundance, wealth, good health, and prosperity effortlessly. Those are your 7 affirmations. I'll expand on them in the next episode. But until then, protect your energy, protect your essence. You are loved, you are seen, you are felt, you are heard. I love you all. So I just want you all to continue to have a good life. Remember, don't dim, don't shrink. This is your life. You are the impact. You are the flame. You are the light. Walk knowing that. Smile. I love you all. Till the next time, I'm out.